child of the favorite child. I'm Connor's son. When I got the news of Gene getting ready to leave our world, I was asked to speak at this event, and so I was sitting down trying to figure out what to say. I know a lot of people would talk about how wonderful and amazing and fantastic she was, and I had the radio on. And those who may not know, I spent 23 years in radio advertising, so music's very important to me. And the song "Remembers" by Trisha Yearwood came on, and that really got me thinking of what are some things that I will remember about my grandmother, and not how wonderful and fantastic and super she is, but things that I will see in life that will make me go, oh. But I think we all have that. We hear a song, or we see something, or we smell a cologne that helps us remember somebody, even if it was 50 or 60 years ago. So my family and I just got back from a nice little beach vacation, so I was able to kind of put my thoughts together on the beach while listening to the music. I first off think it's kind of ironic that Gene chose to pass away during Memorial Day, because one of the things I always think about Gene is working at JCPenney's. So a way that we can all remember Gene in the future is go to JCPenney's on their Memorial Day sale, you know, whether it's socks or anything. Every time I'm at JCPenney's, I've always thought of Gene. I was thinking of music, and the Statler Brothers. I remember Gene loved the Statler Brothers and had all these Statler Brothers LPs and cassettes, and then on television, she loved the Lawrence Welk Show. Anytime I see the Lawrence Welk Show, I think of Gene. My family and I, a couple years ago, went to the Welk Resort. I saw these pictures. That made me think of Grandma. We spent a lot of time at family dinners. So a lot of food stuff that I remember. Anytime I see red glassware, I always think of Grandma. That's the only glasses she ever had, except for a stainless steel drinking cup that was by the kitchen sink. So anytime I'm anywhere and I get a stainless steel cup, I always think of Grandma. She also had some square, dark plastic plates and cups that we'd have for breakfast or have ice cream in it, and I think she had those forever. I mean, think about the dishes we have at our homes. We break them all the time. But the stuff she had was just was so hard and just must have been good quality. I also, whenever I see Glade air fresheners, even as a child, Gene had Glade air fresheners. I don't recall growing up having Glade air fresheners in our bathroom. Maybe we don't stink as much. I don't know. But every time today, I see Glade air freshener, I think of my grandmother. I appreciate the conversation about cookies. The cookies that make me think of my grandmother are the Nilla wafers, the little round ones. Every time I see those. And then she liked Oreos, but not Oreos, not the brand name, but like Hydrox or Sunshine Bakery. Every time I see those, even in college, when we'd have fraternity parties, they'd always let's get as much food as cheap as possible. Christopher, I'm sure you understand that. And they'd always get those Hydrox cookies, and I'd be at the fraternity parties thinking of my grandmother. So that was nice. And she always had raisin bread. Not just any raisin bread. She'd have the Sun-Maid that was in the red bag. Every time I see that, I always think of my grandmother. Also, we all talked about how she loved to garden. And there always had plenty. So I'd go and visit, and she'd say, "Here, why don't you take these home to your mother?" I'm like, "Thank you. I don't know what we're going to do with 40 cucumbers, but I appreciate that. I don't know what we're going to do with 3 baskets of tomatoes. Well, give them to your neighbors." Okay. My son, my 7-year-old son, loves cantaloupe, and he could eat an entire cantaloupe in a day. And it would have been nice if he'd been able to know, Gene, when they grew cantaloupe, because they planted the cantaloupe where the pig pen used to be. So those of you understand that the cantaloupes were this big. And she gave me 30 of them. But it was always nice and green beans and all sorts of vegetables. I'm sure my nephews now could easily eat those. You know, we give 30 cantaloupes to the swim team over the weekend in a day. Another thing that I probably always remember is the toys that she had. She had toys that were 3 generations old. I think my children played with toys that I played with that were probably Daryl and Larry's and Connie, and it's just amazing that these toys last. I mean, we look through our house. My oldest is 20. I don't know if we have any of her toys left. You know, just because what they make today is a lot different than what they made back then. And probably one of the last things that I would remember is the fact that my children, my 3 children, my 3 nephews got to know their great-grandmother. That is something that I never experienced. I did not know any of my great-grandparents. I think the last one passed on when I was a month or 2 months. But knowing that, the 2 oldest got to know their great-grandmother for over 20 years, you don't see that often. That's just amazing that they knew her, they got to experience her and be with her. And my son, my youngest is 7, and I hope that as he grows, he will remember the times that he had with Jean. He doesn't remember the farm, even though he went to the farm a number of times. And I learned the first time that even though Jean no longer owns the property, the Canabis do. I'll call them and let them know that you're going to pop by their land. So very interesting. When I went there the first time with my wife, all of a sudden you see the yellow pickup truck flying down the lane. And then once Mr. Canabi saw it was us, he calmed down and I calmed down. But it was a wonderful experience getting to know my grandmother, having my nephews and my children know my grandmother, and my wife to know my grandmother. And again, thank you all for coming out tonight.